Alright, so the first show match is going to be between Undeadgirl versus Tandordraco. A TVP, an E rank, best of 3 on the map, Tier of Goddess. By Gosami. Korean mapmaker, whose map...
do you want to share your stream on the Discord?
I'm not sure my...
I want to do that.
Yeah, if I want you guys to cast it. How's this? So I believe this is Melina playing under her ID Undeadgirl. I think she's a Warcraft 3 gamer. She may have been semi-pro. Coming to Brood War. And we have Tandordraco. E rank, I believe.
Can we get some sound on the stream that we're watching?
Why isn't the sound coming through?
Yeah, I don't think it comes through the Discord for some reason with OBS. I've noticed it before. But
were you not getting the sound in previous sessions work?
I honestly don't recall.
I think in Discord, yes. The sound is on Twitch, just not on Discord. Did you go live on Team Liquid?
Yes, I am. And we have a
and here we are.
Down.
And we're seeing a fast Nexus. So this is plus box, which favors fast Nexus. And if Undeadgirl doesn't scout it early, we're going to see Protoss just enter the game with a pretty big advantage. Like an unscouted fast Nexus is a huge advantage early game. I'm not sure about the probe scout going out though. Is he going to just cross spot scout immediately? He is. That's going to be pretty perfect for him. Also, there's a possibility that the probe scout is going to make Undeadgirl think that he's bottom right based on the timing. And if that happens, then it's going to be a complete disaster. It might not happen, but if I saw the probe coming to my base at this time and knew it didn't come from top left, because if it came from top left I would have seen it with the STV, I would immediately think it's bottom right. But it makes sense. But we will see what happens. 2 STVs off gas immediately, that implies it's going to be a single fact. And the Vax isn't flashing, so we have no more Marines coming. I do not think we're going to be seeing a Vash here on the 12 next, so he's going to get away with it. No punishment at all. Just now scouting it, but I don't think there's anything you can do this late. We're seeing a second Marine being produced, but I don't know what she hopes to do with it. It's there's nothing that she needs to defend against, but there's also not much she can do with 2 Marines to attack. She's just going to have to take an expansion as soon as possible and hope for the best.
What could you do with the extra minerals if you don't make the Marines? Just the earlier command center?
Yeah, you just need to. You either need to kill the command center or take your own as quickly as possible. She's making a 3rd Marine. This is weird. And a bunker. Okay, this has to be a mistake. This is it doesn't make sense to be making a bunker to defend instead of a command center when your opponent has no units, only a Nexus. This is a very irregular choice. Like making a vulture now. This is a very late command center compared to the Nexus timing. How many SCVs does she have on gas?
Looks like 3.
Factor 3 on gas. Assuming that there's some blocking building placed at the front, and you would think there would be, I can't imagine the vulture getting much done.
See a second factory beginning for Terran. Machine shop is spinning, probably speed or mines, I would assume. And
Yeah,
about
but
to
the
finish
robo is
up.
already half done. Like, Protoss has such a huge advantage from that fast expansion. If you look at the worker count, up 7 workers. And that's only going to increase given that the workers are coming at 2 at a time versus F2's coming at 1 at a time. Like, this is already an insurmountable deficit, I think. Terran doesn't have any real timing because Protoss going 1 gate, quick robo, 2nd gate. Range is about to be done, observers are going to come out.
Do you think we're going to see a zealot drop with a shuttle to bust the front? Or an observer?
I don't know. I mean, this is evac, so it could be a number of different things. That Bo3 getting in is kind of sloppy. I don't know why the probes are. I don't know why the dragoons left. But okay, gets killed by probes. I think the dragoons may have run into a mine as well. Can we click on them and see their health? Yeah, the dragoons ate a mine.
And
We've got
welcome,
a first observer
Terralock.
coming. There's a 15 worker difference. Sorry, only 5 worker difference. I can't count apparently. That's less than I thought there would be, especially given the probes have been coming out 2 at a time so consistently. Undeadgirl's doing a really good job of keeping her SPVs in production, at least. We have a quick forward, quick +1. Observers are going to be coming out. Once the observers are out, Protoss are going to take map control and should be able to quite easily take a firm. If you look at Terran's build, Terran is getting the army, they're going to get the +1, they're getting eBay and Siege. This is quite a defensive posture they're in here. Like, I don't believe that they're looking to apply much in the way of map pressure, and I don't believe they could if they wanted to. Protoss floating 1200 minerals. That is odd. So he's gone for the very quick second nexus, he's got a huge economy, but it doesn't look like he can actually spend his money. That's unfortunate. Even with a 4th gateway and adding cannons, we're still looking at 1000 minerals banked. That is unfortunate, yeah. But because if he can't spend his money, the second nexus can do nothing for him. The banked minerals don't get you anything. They're not useful. Like at this point, if I was to Protoss, I would just be adding gateways till I could spend it. Even if the gateway is inactive half the time, if I have 10 gates and I'm using them like the 5 gates, I'm still using them. The units are still getting out.
At this point, how many gateways and how many factories should be on the map?
The factory count really depends on what the Terran's doing. So a number of different Terran builds. The Terran is going for a quick command center, so I think 3 factories is actually really good here. She's going to get enough tanks that she can play defensively. With the eBay and the mines, this is going to be a pretty solid opening, and just take a quick third. With the gateways, I mean, he's floating 1500 minerals, so however many gateways it takes to get rid of 1500 minerals. There's no right number of gateways, it's however many gateways it takes to get your macro working. One of the things that people may not know about Barnif is that his macro in terms of gateway usage is actually not very good at all. But he overmakes gateways, so he compensates for it. Because spending an extra like 450 minerals on 3 extra gateways, that's irrelevant in a long game. But making sure that your money stays low, that's very important. So he just makes extra gateways, and they're inactive some of the time.
I like to see that observer go into Terran space. I don't know why it's just camped at a place where you don't get much intelligence.
I agree, because what he needs to see is that command center. Because Terran's actually expanding to a third more quickly, and has also got 8 more workers. So Tandor has the quick nexus gave him a huge build order advantage, and that is being represented in the surplus of minerals that he has. But if he's not actually going to do anything with it, then he's going to fall behind quickly. We're seeing a science facility, we're seeing a second army. That is going to translate into a 2-1 push. So what Undeadgirl is doing here is just playing for the early late game, the 13, 14 minute mark where you get your 2-1 finished, you have your free bases, and you have all your factories.
The factories are kind of late, aren't they? I mean, 2 just finished. We're at the 10-minute mark.
Well, they didn't need to be any earlier than this is the thing, because she's not trying to get on the map. All she's trying to do is to get the 2-1, the third base, like all of the criteria for her late game win. The units are actually the least important part of that. You can add the units later. There's no
so you can
timer on the
be
unit.
behind in supply, and that's fine because you'll catch up. As long as you can hold against an attack.
You can make a bunch of units out of... if you need 10 tanks, you can either make 1 tank at a time out of a factory 10 times over, it takes ages, or make 10 factories and make 10 tanks at once. If you need +2, you can't just make 10 armories to make these +2 more quickly. You have to start it early. So she's the reason she's getting her upgrades started early, because the upgrades, there's no way of accelerating them. There's no way of catching up on the time on those later. But the actual units, she can add a bunch of factories later on and get all of those pushed out very quickly. So I think her build is better, but it's not just a build. It's a theoretically correct way to play. She's identified how she plans to win. It's going to be a 2-1 push, and so she's getting her siege, getting her third. She's laying her mine. She's setting up for the game she wants to play.
Oh, this was really bad. He lost 5 Dragoons for really nothing.
Yeah, and it feels like he doesn't know what he can do here. He's just he's throwing into units, seeing what happens. But what happens is that her defense is really strong. Now she's not going to push base up this because she doesn't need to. She's still waiting on her upgrades. But if you look, she's got her sand vessels coming. She's got EMP coming. The factories that she produced are now kicking in. This is a tight build. I think there's you said both of these players are E-rank players, but I don't know about Undeadgirl being an E-rank player.
Protoss should be taking towards Arbiters, shouldn't he?
Yeah. I didn't like, instead he's getting +1. Well, he was getting +1 armor.
I mean, he has so much gas that he could afford 2 Stargates at least. Arbiters.
Yeah, he doesn't even have the archives. It's only just started. You said this was a E-rank Showmatch, but Undeadgirl, the only part of her play that I didn't like so far was her reaction to the 12 maps. Everything else has been solid. I mean, look at that SCV count. Her SCV macro has been on point this entire game. Her strategy is meta. Her strategy is the correct strategy that they will tell you to do if you don't know how to play Terran. This is all very correct. Maybe there's going to be some execution issues, but in terms of what she's trying to do, it's all perfect. As she gets the SCVs on her third base, 2 more factories go down. Like, she's going to have no trouble. This game is not going to go too much longer, especially if Protoss attack. I don't know what part of that bridge you thought looked appetizing, but it's...
I'm not understanding this. I mean, the feeling I would get playing against this Terran would be just take the whole map. If there's going to be a defensive, slowly expansion sort of strategy.
That's not going to work, because it's not a defensive, slowly expansion. She's just building up to her timing. This isn't defensive. This is biding her time till she gets the 2-1, and then she's just going to smash you. This Terran isn't waiting. This Terran is preparing. There's a difference.
So the 2-1 is done. We should see Terran move out.
Yeah, she should just unsiege and go kill him. And I believe she can. I'm waiting for her to do it. If she doesn't do it, I'm going to start questioning this slightly. But
and all this time, Protoss had enough time to max out, get upgrades, get Arbiters, and try to defend against the 2-1 push.
Yeah. I mean, now is... Later is better than now, but only because Protoss is really far behind in terms of the timing. The Arbiters aren't here yet. She should be unseeding and pushing as the 2-1 is finishing, because that is the timing she's built up around. What she doesn't realize is that she has more workers than the Protoss, and also that the Protoss has missed his Arbiter timing completely. which means she can actually wait around and try and outgrow him. But there's no reason to. Her build has worked. Her build was built around trying to get into this exact situation, and she's here. There's nothing else to do. Now she just needs to take her victory.
Do you have trouble holding against this kind of Terran strategy build?
Yeah, if you play on ladder, this is exactly what you'll run into.
Is this the most common Terran strategy?
Yeah. It's sometimes they do +1 timing push, sometimes they do a 2 base 2-1, sometimes they do a 3 base +1. But yeah, this is probably the most common one of all, and that's why I was so approving of it, because it's what she's playing is the current meta. This is how people play PvP, and it's very effective.
How many Protoss expansions would you be able to pull off by now? The Terrans pushing
You'd
out?
want to be on at least 4 bases, probably 5, with double Stargate. Against a 3 base 2-1.
He's 2 bases behind. I know he just
2
made
bases
his
behind
4th.
isn't what's going to lose it for him, though. It's the lack of the Arbiter. You simply cannot fight that army. Look, it's what?
Well, this
there's
is
no
a terrible
chance.
mistake.
She doesn't have enough vultures, and she's letting the Zealots get on her. But even so,
Yeah. And he kind of
just
threw
can't.
away some units there.
like she executed that badly, and it doesn't matter because tanks are really good. And now she's 60 supply ahead. Again, she's playing the game correctly. This is the textbook approved style. Doing it. I would like her to put some SCVs on that third gas because it's going to be limiting how many tanks she can make. But it doesn't matter. She's got her upgrades. You cannot fight upgraded Terran mech without arbiters, and the arbiters aren't there. You've got like one arbiter and stasis just finished, so he's going to be able to do exactly one stasis. But exactly one stasis isn't going to cut it when you're 70 supply behind. Like, he doesn't even need to seed in, or she doesn't need to seed anymore. She can just walk through. But this was very clean. This was very technical. This was how you play PvP. And the Protoss player wasn't playing how you play PvP, which means that he can't win. It's as simple as that. PvT is like quite a strict matchup in terms of what you're allowed to do. If you don't play it correctly, then there's really only one outcome. It's not really a matchup you can freestyle.
Well, the beginning was strong, but seems like Protoss didn't really have a mid to long game strategy.
The strategy was wrong, and also the macro was wrong. Like, you shouldn't be floating 2,000 minerals like 7 minutes into the game. That's super early game. Oh, this is not going to go well.
Hi, Caster Muse. Thank you for joining.
Where are the arbiters? We know he has an arbiter. Okay, here it is. Arbiter just showing up late. Oh, and it eats an EMP immediately. That's so sad.
I stayed the night today, but I can sleep.
Oh,
I
so
was
Zealots are
every
going to make a run for it?
and I don't know why can't I sleep? What is this map?
Tear of Goddess
is-
by Gosami.
Okay.
Yeah, I figured that you sleep 4 hours a day. Caster Muse. You're a machine.
Why you sleep so little times?
I know you've been busy with Star League Season 4 and preparing your wonderful promotion video.
Yeah, I will announce this. And I have one good news.
What's up?
Altusis will custom CNS residency. Let's say in my league. He will cast in English on his YouTube.
Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, big shout out to you for having one foot in the Korean semi-pro, Korean pro scene and 1 foot in the foreign Brood War scene.
I will join your chat.
Alright, so game 2. Let's see if Protoss comes up with a mid to long game strategy.
Based on game 1, I would say this is going to be pretty one-sided because game 1 was they were playing on 2 different levels.
Map Tear of Goddess again by Gosami. We do feature alternative maps here by active map makers who are part of our Discord community and who are submitting maps to leagues and series. Big shout out. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I have experienced when I was belong to same clan with Kosomi. I have experienced to cast this map.
Oh, I didn't know that. So you know Gosami.
Yeah, he's one of my clan friends.
That's awesome. Yeah, he's a very nice guy, and I'm honored that he's part of our Discord, and he's a great map maker. And his Windbreak Ridge, was his map was accepted by you into season 4 of your Star League, which features Korean pro gamers and semi-pros.
He got first prize. Just 2 votes.
I'm very happy for him.
Kosomi got 34 votes, and Mineral got 32 votes.
He came in with the mail-in ballots. I think it was rigged. It was a close one. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So we're seeing Tandordraco do a gateway build this game rather than 12 next from last game, which is odd, because I think the 12 next last game actually put him in a really strong position. I don't know that... I think if the 12 next went as well as last game did, I would just do it again. But maybe he wasn't happy with how last game went.
Ox,
What's up?
if you have enough time, can you send me some VOD of brand sites and Windbreak Ridge? You have any info?
You want videos on Blindside? Minerals could send those to you, not a problem.
And you have Windbreak Ridge too?
No, that is a new map that he's proposed for us to feature.
I have to research the maps. I don't have enough time, so I just want to watch some video.
Minerals, I think Caster Muse would like some videos of games on your blind side, which I think are posted in your map discussion channel, Caster Muse.
Yeah, I sent them your map discussion. There's links to the YouTubes.
Oh, we are also in this group?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in your
map.
Discord,
Yeah.
in your map discussion channel.
Okay.
So Terran is doing the same build as last game?
Yeah, Protoss is doing a gateway with Zealot, but he actually missed his second pylon timing, so his gateway's been inactive all this time. You're meant to go 14 Zealot, 16 pylon, but he missed the 16 pylon. He just banked up the money for a bit and then built it late, so he's actually been unable to make a Dragoon this entire time.
And he
So
just
the
made a
SCV is
gateway
still
and
alive.
canceled it.
Yeah, I don't know that he wanted a gateway when the SCV is dead watching it, because there's no advantage to it. The bunker's going to get repaired and the sea tank's going to come out. But this isn't optimal. The Zealot's doing no damage at all. The Dragoon's late. And Undeadgirl's just going to take her expansion. We're going to see the Terran expansion come before the Protoss expansion, and given the issues he had last game, I think that's going to, if anything, make it worse. I would suspect Undergirl's just going to play the exact same style as before as well. She looks like she is very comfortable with the 2-1 style on 3 bases, and it was very effective, so you wouldn't want to mix it up when you have a build that you're that comfortable with. Whereas we're seeing 2-gate robo, so this is actually Protoss putting himself all in. If this does a lot of damage, he can expand, he can play on, but you would need this to do a lot of damage.
It's a good position for, I'm guessing, Reavers, but I guess even a shuttle with 4 Zealots could be effective in an all-in.
Yes, but this is, you do kind of need Terran to make a mistake. Terran can hold this, and they're going to know it's coming. I would be surprised if this does much damage. Third gateway. Yeah, this is just very all in. I don't know that I really mind it being as all in as this, because given how one-sided game 1 was, I think that it's reasonable for Protoss to assume that he's unable to win a straight-up game. If we look at Undeadgirl's tank movement though, I don't know that she's like E-rank. I'm not a great judge of these things, but we have a skill difference here. I'm pretty confident that there is some kind of skill difference.
She may have passed E rank, maybe D or C by now. But when
Well,
this
you
was
said
played,
she was a Warcraft 3 semi-pro or something.
I think I heard from someone that she played Warcraft 3 and she was quite good. I'm not sure if she was a semi-pro, but maybe some of those skills are transferable.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'd
so
be
we're just going
surprised
for
if it wasn't transferable.
Oh
So now it
no.
looks like Tandor wants to take an expansion. But I mean, he's put himself all in, and there's no getting out of it at this point. He's got the observatory coming, but there's no shuttle, so we're not going to see a bulldog. We have a wall, we have a bunker, we've got tanks. This is
This reminds me of my games in the 2000s where my all-in doesn't work and you basically say, okay, what can I do now? And you expand and you sort of have blinders on. You're just trying to survive for the next 5 minutes, 10 minutes, not realizing that your fate is going to be the same.
yeah, he's 9 workers behind. There's
What
no
is
coming
something
back
that
from
you
this.
could just do a Hail Mary and pray that you get away with it? Expanding twice right now?
If you expanded twice right now and one of them was hidden, then you could like take top left or something. Because if she goes into a 2-1, then like a free base 2-1, then you get some time back and you could maybe do something. You wouldn't want to go to Arbiters because it's going to take too long, but you could go to like Psystorm with High Templar and shuttles, and maybe you could win a fight like that. But I mean, 14 workers behind. It's StarCraft, you can mine minerals and you can use those minerals to make units, and if they have that many more minerals than you, you're going to have a bad time.
Well, I'm hoping he makes more probes.
And at this point, it doesn't matter. You can make whatever. If she walks all of her tanks out unsieged, that could go badly for her, but she's not going to.
You know, 2 shuttles with Zealots? Maybe they could have broken this. But he didn't really go all in,
You've got a
all in,
bunker
did he?
there too, and you've got to break through the wall to get the dragoons involved.
You could try to approach the shuttle from here, but I guess my point is he half-assed an all-in strategy, and then he's looking for an exit.
Yeah, I mean, he just kept making dragoons, and you look at this and think, okay, but what do you think the dragoons are going to do against siege tanks? That, like, you're making them in your head. What do you think is going to happen? What number of dragoons do you think is going to be the number where you can break a wall with siege tanks behind it? Because I don't think that number exists.
That's messy.
It looks like he doesn't think that number exists because he keeps trying and then running away. We're agreed that dragoons aren't going to do this, but the question is, why is he trying?
I don't play this game anymore, but I feel like you're talking to me when you're making these points, because this is the way that a lot of people play, I think, without really thinking things long-term wise. You know, it's sort of like the cartoons you watch when someone just keeps hitting their head on the wall and...
So Terran's going up to a third CC. And there could be an opportunity if he had speed lock, which he doesn't, or if he had a lot of zealot bombs, which he also doesn't. Because at some point the CC is going to fly out, and Undergirl needs to get up her walls, unseat her tanks, and move them forwards. And that is an opportunity for Protoss to get a decisive fight. We've got two bases, 26 probes. So let's say 6 of them on gas. That means 20 of them on minerals. Assume that there's one probe building somewhere. So we have less than one probe per crystal, I think. This is pretty sad. If he catches Terran unseated on a move out, and there are zealot bombs, and it goes amazingly, then he could maybe reset the fight. But even then, if he doesn't kill Undergirl, she'll just rebuild. She's got the money to rebuild. There's I know that as a caster, I'm meant to be trying to like hype the game somewhat, but there's no hope.
Well, I don't think there's much to
that
hype up
happened to
here.
Terran
It's
in
not
this
like
game.
it's a Bonnet versus the
That's
Volt
like-
show match. Yeah, it's not looking good for a Protoss friend. Mixed strategies here, a little bit of confusion, but
Undergirl just executing the free base 2-1 again. She's got her second arm rebuilding. She's got Santa Cruz coming. Her +1 just finished. This is and it's quite a boring strategy she's doing, but she knows how to do it. It's a real strategy. If you went online and looked for PvP strategy, you'd find this one. This is the thing that exists, and it's good. It's gonna work.
you know what? He had a lot of units. I thought that was a terrible attack by him. But if it was executed a little differently, it might have done more damage, but had no change on the final outcome of the game, probably.
Yeah, because he needs to do more than just reset the army count, because there's a worker difference. If they reset the army count, all that happens is she just makes more units. Her
Okay,
units
it's
have the
40
2-1 coming.
Yeah, that attack was terrible.
I mean, it could have gone worse, but the win condition isn't that attack. The win condition for Undeadgirl is that she has a much larger economy. She has her upgrades coming, and she's going to roll out with 2-1. She doesn't need those early units to survive. She can trade those away because she doesn't need those to win. What she needs to win is the things that she already has, the free bases and the upgrades. Protoss' only shot was actually ending the game with that attack. Anything less than ending the game, and Terran wins.
Well, my apologies to the casters. Apparently the sound doesn't transfer over on Discord. I gotta figure that out. I never knew that. Thanks for pointing that out, Quark.
That's okay. I know what StarCraft sounds like. I've played it a few
Yeah,
times.
but I don't think it's the same without the sounds. Especially the music, which I know you love.
So now we're just waiting for
The death
Underdog
of
to pull the trigger,
Protoss?
finish it off.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that would be Minerals. Hopefully cuddling his dog.
Oh my god. Sorry, I didn't know I was unmuted.
Yeah, so we're at the 13-minute mark, and Protoss only has 34 probes.
Sorry, I thought I was gonna jump in there like a minute ago, and then I started. That's so funny.
So I would like to see Protoss have more probes. Based on last game's experience, he should also know that Terran is going to be moving out that fast, giving him an opportunity to expand again.
It's too late now.
Yeah, for this game. But some of these players watch these VODs, and I think they get some learning lessons, I like to hope. I like the shuttles and loading them with Zealots and dropping them over tanks,
Yeah.
but more as a defensive play sometimes, and not just blindly throwing them away.
It's shuttle bombs do a good. I guess.
And you know what? When you
If-
have a
if you
few
can't-
of them, they're very powerful. I like what Vadi had said, having multiple shuttles and having arbiters. Wait. quite effective.
If you can't get what you need, then shuttle bombs. If shuttle bombs are what you have, then they're better than nothing. But they're not what you need.
I'm not sure what these turrets are all about. I guess Terran is
She's
paranoid.
she appears to be some kind of just 2-1 push robot that knows how to do a 2-1 push and knows that one of the counters to 2-1 pushes are equals. So she's just she's playing against the generic Protoss here.
If you're playing against the 2-1 push, what is the builder strategy? 12 Nexus?
I mean, 12 Nexus is a choice you make a long time before it's a 2-1 push.
When
Unless
do you
you're
want
referring to making
your
12 Nexus.
when do you want your third expansion against a 2-1 push? For anybody who's watching this and encounters this Terran strategy or build as
The moment you
Protoss.
scout it, you make a decision about 6 minutes 30 seconds when your observer gets to their base, and you choose whether you're going 2 base ARB or 3 base ARB. If you scout that they are going to a CC, you know it's going to be a 3 base 2-1, and so you place your Nexus.
You need to get that observer in their base, confirm what they're doing before you proceed
Yeah,
with your
otherwise it's risky because you don't want to overextend against a 2 base 2-1. If you
Are there
take too many
other
bases against 2 base
tells?
2-1, it can go badly.
Any other things that would kind of indicate whether a particular strategy or build is being selected by Terran? Besides
Not
getting an
really,
observer in their
because
base. Certain
I mean,
number of
I'm not a Terran
tanks or
expert.
vultures.
The degree of analysis that I do is I put an observer in their base and I just look. But if I was a Terran player, I would know Terran builds better. But as far as I'm concerned, you build an observer. There's no point guessing. You can just go take a look. Which I guess for Terran it's even easier. You just use your magic spell that reveals the map, and you know what Protoss has. So yeah, Undeadgirl's just playing a very standard game here. She's responding to things that Protoss just isn't doing. Protoss doesn't have a Stargate, and she's responding to the threat of equals. It's in a way, it's kind of funny. So it's like she's just an AI just following out a 2-1 build, but a 2-1 is a real build, and she knows how to do it. So it's fine. It's what she's doing is a legitimate way to play this game, and what he's doing isn't. So there's really no way that she can lose if she's doing actual build orders. Even if she's doing actual build orders with no regard for what he's doing.
Well, I think we're going to see a flank here, and the attack from the bottom is going to be horrible because it's going to go through somewhat a thin bridge. Or we're just going to see a slaughter fest.
Yeah, well, I mean, she's got 2-1 upgrades, getting 3-2 right now, and he's got speed lots and individual. This isn't a fair contest.
Not like this. It's a very uncoordinated attack.
The units that Protoss has aren't the units that beat this. At a certain point, it's like trying to beat Utility Fire That. It's just the unit isn't the right unit for the job.
Undeadgirl really taking her time, rubbing it in. I'm just joking. But she seems to be playing extra safe.
Yeah, she's in no rush at all because she knows that she has the superior economy, and the upgrade lead is only going to get better for her. Now, if he was going carriers or arbiters, then taking her time would be kind of bad. I don't know that she knows he's not, but he's not, so it's fine. Also not going High Templar, he's banking 3,300 gas. Which was actually another thing that I thought was weird early on, that he rushed that second gas. The moment he took that Nexus, second gas immediately put 3 probes on it. Which, given that he only had 20 probes, is that is an impressive commitment to mining gas. If I only had 20 probes, I wouldn't be taking a second gas. but he took it immediately, and maybe one day he'll make something with it. Yeah, floating 3,600 gas, and the gas units are the ones that win you this matchup. So if he's floating 4,000 gas, then that means that there's the units that win this matchup haven't been made. He doesn't even need siege, and that's not that's just a tiny part of her army that's forcing him back. I don't believe this is E rank versus E rank. I'm pretty confident that I could beat her. She's not like A rank, but this is what she's doing is conceptually sound. This is how you play StarCraft. She's read a guide somewhere on how you play this matchup. She's familiarized herself with the build order and the timing, and she's executing it. It's a good showing there. It's a good job by her.
Okay. Undeadgirl wins 2-0 on Tear of Goddess by Korean mapper Gosami. Thank
That's
you,
a very
Pork,
good showing.
for your commentary. Probably the highest ranked player to cast lower ranked show matches.